These Big Ten Backers Best Bets Championship Edition for these conference games. How we doing, Matt?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
I'm always
Doing good.
man.
I'm glad we can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Technical
We
difficulties.
got to get that sexy face on live.
We do.
Y'all con me into doing this via video, so we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, man. You're going to have to break down some of these these standings for us. I don't even want to look at it. Oh, Lord.
I wasn't going to lead into it, but since y'all wanted to start there, I guess we will. I had to help you two out this week. I actually did pretty well, going 16-9-1 on the week, 142, 117-4 on the year, inching towards that 55%, which is what I want. Beve, you went 3-4 last week after that 7-0 a couple weeks back. You know, you haven't really been able to scrape above 500, but you are 43-29,
That's
59.7%, which is still pretty solid. Again, 55 to 60. That's what we're looking for. AJ, buddy, 1-6, man. 1-6. You are now 35, 36-1 on the year. You are under 500, sir. Let's see what we can do this week.
Oh, man, I went from 60% to that.
You're losing us some cash, brother.
I am.
Beve has got to.
Good thing I'm broke and can't bet. Too much time on the road with Beve.
Beve's got a 7.5 game lead. So we got conference championship week, but we got 41 bowl games, man. So
those bowl games are gonna fuck us, man.
Oh, they are. Hopefully they fuck me.
That's why you have me. That's why you have me. I love.
I mean, all those people that sit out, it's gonna be so hard. You know, someone might lose their starting quarterback.
They might. It's gonna be kind of crazy to kind of keep.
I guess we'll probably know before.
Matt's gonna help us all through this betting bowl season when players are sitting out or what backup is actually good. He's gonna keep an eye on those lines. But let's get into this week, man. We got Oregon versus Washington in a rematch in a Big Ten championship game, kind of.
Well,
this is Big Ten championship game 1.
Yeah, as Buckeye and Badger fans here, I certainly hope this isn't a Big Ten championship game in the future, but it is the last Pac-12 game as we know it down in Las Vegas. This one was a very interesting line when it started. It actually opened up at -8.5. A lot of people were saying early on in articles that was -9.5. Actually opened up at -8.5, but you saw within the first hour at most books, it went right from 8.5 to 9.5. So you're seeing a lot of the sharps, a lot of that money very quickly jumping on that Oregon bandwagon, shot it up to 9.5. And really since Sunday, you have seen no movement on that line. So from Sunday to Thursday, as we're talking here, you've seen it stay at 9.5. So you saw heavy money early between 8.5 and 9.5. You've seen it stop at 9.5. So I'd say if you see that start creeping down again, maybe lean towards that sharp play at -9, -8.5. Money's pretty even on the over-under, as you'll see. It's actually started at 67, dropped again very quickly to 65.5, and has stayed at 65.5 throughout. So this was a game you could tell a lot of people had marked early, jumped on the bets they wanted, and now you've seen money going both ways as the week has gone on. This is one I just don't understand. I've said it all year. I think Oregon's one of the most complete teams in college football. I think they screwed up 5 ways from Sunday in Seattle. They should have won that game, but they should have won that game closely. I think the University of Washington has found ways all year to get the ball to Odunze, get their offense clicking. Yeah, they've looked sluggish in a few games, but they seem to always find a way to win. I think in a game like this, if it stays at 9.5 and you want to bet towards tomorrow afternoon, if you want to pay for that half a point, I'd like to go to +10 personally. If you pay a little bit for that extra half a point, go +10. I'd take the Huskies with the points. But let's start with you, B. Where are you leaning?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say I think the Big Ten backers should have been at this game, man. We should have welcomed them in style. We have a nice place to stay in Vegas, a nice baller house to stay at. You know where I'm talking about, Matt.
Yes, right? I do. Yes, I do.
So maybe I make a last-second flight to Vegas tomorrow, huh? I might be able to get a buddy pass and shit. This 9.5 points that Oregon's getting, crazy. That's insane to me. So what I'm gonna do? Ooh, man, that over/under. I don't know how to handle this. I'm gonna I'm gonna take Washington.
Yeah, I agree. And how about you, AJ?
I'm taking Dan Lanning and the Ducks. Boy, they better not let me down. I'm
They're
in
gonna
hurting
shit,
mode.
boy.
I'm taking that 9.5 and the Ducks cover.
No wonder you're down 7 games. Taking the chances
We'll find
like
out.
that.
We'll find out.
You're just like Dan Lanning, going for it on 4th down too many times.
Exactly. A little
Yeah,
risque.
man, that is a lot of points to cover
That's
with a Washington offense that can score at will. But a lot of people
Safer
don't
with
talk
the
about
over.
it. Oregon's ninth in the nation in points against allowed on defense. So I do want to say that Washington, to me, in my opinion, has not played a lot of strong defenses this year. Oregon's going to bring the wood. So maybe
They brought the wood last time though, and look how many points Washington got.
A lot of errors in that game. A lot of errors in that game by Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon should have won that game, in my opinion, by 3 to 6
Absolutely.
points. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those 6 points, if you kick both those field goals, that's a 3-point lead.
All these games are fun. We got to move on, though, guys. We got to move on to the actual Big Ten championship game. Ugly one.
Let's get to it.
Michigan versus Iowa. Matt, talk about this.
Look at that.
So
21 points.
Line started out at minus 23.5 in favor of Michigan. Pretty understandable. You saw it drop to minus 21.5. And if you're actually reading what's going on with the books and that line, you saw a lot of the sharps betting that money really big right up to that 21.5 hook. And then you've seen it sit at that 21.5 hook. So what you're really seeing is a lot of the cash and a lot of the money going to Iowa, as long as it's staying above 21.5. They don't want it to get to that 21 and under. So what you're really thinking is if you can get this spread above 21.5, 22, you're seeing a lot of the sharps play Iowa. I don't agree with that. I think that if you look at the toughest game Iowa played this year, yes, it was on the road at Penn State. They got throttled 31-0. So I really stay away from the spread here. However, I'm going to tell you where the sharps are going, where the money's going. However, 60% of the cash is going with the over right now. That actually is around 34.5. It started at 35. You kind of see it at 35, 34.5, go back and forth. I do think this is a game Michigan clicking on all cylinders. They can put up 31, 34 points. Iowa squeaks in 3, 7, 10, somewhere around there. My play here is the over. But let's start with you, B. Where are you going?
Oh, easy over all day. They might be 10 points over.
Could be. How about you, AJ?
I've been over this game before it began because Iowa sucks, and I'm taking the over.
I like it.
All right, let's go. We got the SEC championship game. Dogs and Roll Tide.
Yeah, this one started at -5. You have seen it jump to 6.5. And based on what you're seeing with cash flow and what the sharps are playing, I actually think 6.5 is a little bit low because everything I'm reading is tickets, cash going one way, and it is going towards the dogs. Everyone is saying that this line was too low. I actually wouldn't be shocked if you see us creep up to 7.5 before Saturday. So when you start seeing that kind of momentum and everybody saying that, and you hear that the casinos are sweating the fact that they don't like that much exposure, that tells me that they screwed up this line right away. So I'm not even going to really go to the over-under. I can talk about it briefly. It's right around 54.5, dropped about 1.5 points. But to me, the play here is if you can get anything under -7, give me the Georgia Bulldogs. But let's start with you, B. Where are you going?
Don't change it up, AJ. Come on, we just talked about this. Don't change it up. I know he's talking you into it. I see that brain thinking, brother. All right. By the way, this is
the money. Follow the money.
Oh yeah, lay the points. Easy, Georgia.
All right. How about you?
I call Nick Saban the GOAT to pull the upset here. If you're giving me points, I am gonna stick with Georgia if money's on the line.
You changed it. I knew it. You bastard.
I had to, man. Money's on the line. Money's on the line. All right, let's move to Charlotte. We got Louisville versus Florida State. This one's scary to me. I don't know where to go with this game. Matt's going to kind of get us straight because this one's all over the place.
I actually agree with you, AJ. This one's really scary. I'm just going to tell you where we're seeing cash flows and things going. But to be honest with you, I think they're a very scary game. And you can tell by the betting lines, they think so too. -2.5 Florida State. It opened that way on Sunday. It has stayed that way all week. So you've seen no change on that money line. That tells you people don't know. You actually have seen about 59% of the cash favoring Florida State. But when you see 59% of cash going one way and you're seeing that spread stay the same, you're not seeing it substantial. It's not enough. The books aren't moving those lines. They do not want to go up to -3 because they don't want Louisville +3. So you're seeing that stability right there. Over under is really the key here. Started at 51.5, plummeted to 47.5. That is a 4-point drop on that over under. You're seeing 74% of cash right now. 3 out of every 4 tickets, cash wise, is going to the under. That's why it's dropping so much. But to me, when you're seeing that much out there and that much exposure, you're going to probably keep seeing that line dropping. That tells me under's the play here because I have no idea what you're going to get out of FSU's quarterback. So give me the under at 47.5. But let's start with you, AJ. Where are you going?
I called Louisville in the upset. I think they actually do get the upset, but I think the under is the safer play. I think Matt's right.
And how about you, Beef?
No way. I'm going Louisville.
Ooh.
Louisville in the 2.5.
Hey, man,
Right,
that new quarterback, he's going to show that he doesn't deserve to be there. Not just yet. Maybe later. He's going to get back to TikTok and dancing.
$7 million bull rider in this next one, Cowboys versus the Longhorns. Ooh, Matt, this one could get ugly. Tell me about it.
I think it could, man. However, that's not where you're seeing money going. So started out at -14 Texas. You've seen that creep up a little to -14.5. However, you're actually seeing over the past couple of days, 54% of cash going to Oklahoma State. I agree with you all. I do not see Oklahoma State here whatsoever. I think Texas, again, Beeve, you made these points in the past, solid on the offense and defensive lines. They have been dominating as of late. To me, in my opinion, I stay away from this spread. I just don't know what kind of team you're going to get out of Oklahoma State. This could be over in the second quarter. However, where I am leaning is the over-under. Started out at 54.5. That has jumped up to 55.5. Oklahoma State does have a pretty good rushing team, 42nd in the nation in point scoring. Texas is 14th in the nation in point scoring. They're also really good on defense. I could see this, that if this is a game that does get out of hand, which it could very well, I like that overplay. But let's start with you, B. Where are you going?
I'm in with the over. I'm in with you.
And how about you, AJ?
I am going to take the under. I think Gordon and the Cowboys are going to try to limit the possessions for the Longhorns. I still think the Longhorns win big, but I think Gordon shortens this game and there's not as many points scored as there should be.
Could be.
That's what I'm going with anyway.
I think you're losing money, brother.
I have been all year, so why not? Just keep going the way. Now the Bills.
Dude, you were doing good in the beginning of the year. It's just you collapsed at the end. It's like you lost a quarterback. I took like that
3-game lead on you, and then ever from there is just got white.
We ain't done yet, AJ. Come on, man. Stick with it. You're gonna get up to 55%. I know.
I'm like a 25-cent machine ball. I'm bouncing. I'm coming back. Let's head down to New Orleans. Tulane's kind of
more like a home gas station door that swings both ways.
Yeah, this one, man.
I said you're more like a gas station door that swings both ways.
You know it.
I don't know how.
And I've been traveling with you, so fuck.
I'm going to segue into some Green Wave Mustang talk because I got no other place to go other than that. This one, man, this has been
horsecock.
This is.
That's what I have. That's what he was trying to say.
Oh, fair enough. Understandable. I didn't know it was that kind of live stream. All right. But so anyway, we got Green Wave and Mustang action here. This one's been fascinating, man. This is like been watching the stock market all week. I've really rarely seen lines move this way. It actually started out -3 in favor of Tulane. You saw it jump up to -5.5 earlier this week, and now you've seen it come crashing down to -3.5. Again, this looks like a stock bouncing all different ways every other day on the stock market. Doesn't make a lot of sense. You usually don't see that kind of movement with these. For all y'all that aren't following SMU all that much, starting quarterback for SMU is out. The guy's been a gunslinger. They have been putting up ridiculous points this year. They're actually 6th in the nation in point scoring. So that is one of those factors. Backup quarterback came in the second half last week, looked a little rocky. So I think if they had their starting quarterback, I'd be hammering SMU big on this one. The real play here is the over-under. Started at 52.5. You've seen that crash down to 47.5. And just for reference to everybody that's listening on this, 1 to 2 point swings in college football over a week, that's kind of something to notice. This is a 5-point swing in 5 days. That is a massive number. And they had already ruled starting quarterback out on Sunday when this number came out. So this wasn't Vegas getting blindsided by this. This was a miscalculation. When you see something like that, I lay heavy under. But let's start with you, AJ. Where are you going?
I think Tulane, and give me the points. I think they cover.
And how about you, Beve?
I'm going with the over.
All right. Wow. Bucking the trend, man.
I think Tulane's going to do that, man. They're going to push
Tulane has not done much offensively. I do want to point that out. This is not the team from last year, even though they have a legitimate quarterback in Pratt. They are 60th in the nation in scoring. They have actually been eking out a lot of their games. If you actually go look at their schedule this year, they have not looked pretty. And the team we're going to talk about next, in my opinion, I think if they play a great game, they're going to be the New Year's Six Bowl. So let's get to them.
Lynchburg, Virginia, New Mexico State, and Liberty.
Yeah, so I was speaking about Liberty again, 12-0, number 24th ranked. Tulane, I kind of thought if SMU was going to beat Tulane, you're actually opening the door to Liberty to go in. I think they'd have a better resume than Toledo. You could be looking at Liberty in a New Year's Six Bowl. How's Hugh Freeze going to feel about that? But anyway, Liberty minus 11 when it opened, dropped down to minus 10.5. But the thing is you were seeing a lot of really heavy play on at plus 11 for New Mexico State. That's why you saw that line drop, and then you saw it stay there for a while. So what I was reading, what I was hearing was if you got that plus 11 New Mexico State, that is the play. Not sure if it's going to get up there, but as I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Oregon and Washington, there are ways that you can buy half a points here and there. So I look at this, if you're really looking to bet this game and you really like it, I like New Mexico State. Again, all those Aggies fans that are streaming this podcast, or this live stream, you can bash me for putting them in the Burns When You Pee game of the week. This is not a Burns When You Pee kind of team. They played much better than that. So you know what? I'll own that with you all. If you can get this plus 11, give me New Mexico State. However, I do want to point out quickly that the over-under started out at 53.5. That has rose to 56.5. So you're starting to see a lot of favor on that over as well. However, I like plus 11 New Mexico State. But if you're looking for that over-under action, I'd probably lay the over. Let's start with you, Beve. Where are you going?
Now, first of all, I think we need to explain Burns When You Pee for the listeners that haven't listened on before. It was just
there's no game this week.
Shittiest.
So no point.
It was the shittiest games we could think of. But yeah, I just wanted to preface it, and we might be bringing it back for the bowl game, right? There'll be like some 5-7 teams or some shit, right?
No, I mean, I think the original intent around it was that even bad football can be fun. In
Sure.
betting bad football, at least gives you some action on it when you have to watch Northwestern Iowa or UMass UConn from last week because you got nothing else on, and Lord knows you don't want to watch anything after what you had to watch.
You have to watch Northwestern Iowa. AJ was there; he paid to watch it.
In that game, you were one of the
paid
7
to watch
people in the stands, man. Good on you. But no, that's kind of where the point of college football and getting excited about it is seeing all these games, all this action, and even when there's a bad football game out there, having some action on it makes it more fun. I put New Mexico State in there because they have had a horrible track record. Shame on me. I want all the New Mexico State fans listening. You can send the hate mail to NIL Fan Vote. They'll read it. But sorry, we'll took a tangent there. Digress. Beve, where are you leaning on this game?
I have no fucking clue. I got to go Liberty, I guess.
Liberty.
That's a hard pick. Liberty.
Bullshit. Give me the Aggies. They cover.
I like it, man. I like it, man.
Rough.
They 10-2-1 this year against the spread. New Mexico State. Clearly,
all right.
they're doing something.
AJ, we've covered this before. Where are the Aggies located?
Canada.
Close. Very, very close.
Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
All right, Beve, that does it for the show. Thank you, Matt, as always. Appreciate you coming in here, getting our Big Ten bets right. You haven't got me right. I'm going to blame you for my terrible picks, just so I don't have to blame myself and drink lots of alcohol. Okay, I'm going to do that anyway.
I'm ready for a trophy whenever this season's over, though, guys.
There is no trophy, Beve. Anyways,
we
Beve,
got to make a
on out of
trophy.
here.
I'll make one.
Thank you all for coming. Follow us again.
Have a good night.
Facebook.
Thank you all for having
Follow us
me.
on Instagram. Follow us everywhere. Thanks for coming, Matt. We always appreciate having some Vegas love on here. Vegas Matt is bringing the goods, and we are out.
Big Ten backers out.
God bless everyone.